scooch over more. Yay!
Yay!
And Gay is here, awake and tired. And alert, but actually not. Wow, that's relatable.
Yes.
I think I'm all there and I'm alert, but then I'm not.
Be alert.
The world needs more alerts. So, yes, Gay wrote a comment I didn't respond to yet on my latest video that she has a lot less time to watch stuff because she's really busy with school and life and things.
Yep.
Yes.
We know the feeling.
Indeed. But it's so good to see you. I think I must have forgotten in the video to say thanks for the mug in it, but you knew that it was your mug. In fact, I still need to wash it from today. Ian's here! Hello!
Hello!
So cool to see you. Oh man, how's everybody doing? Is everybody else feeling utterly exhausted? So, here's
Yes, my day started with this morning me realizing that I had completely missed a deadline because it was a stupid thing of like, because I'm studying here in Visby, but it's through the Uppsala University, and so then there are like things, so we're reading in the course parallel with the same program in Uppsala, but then there are certain things that are offered there that are not offered here, and back and forth, and there's a lot of information. It's hard to keep track of what information comes out that is actually for us and what isn't. And then I had just completely missed that there was an assignment that I was supposed to turn in yesterday. But fortunately, I could explain my situation to the teacher, and he was like, "Yeah, you're fine. Just get it in as soon as you can this week." And so, but I finished it today. It's like, it wasn't a big assignment. It was like a page of text, but it was like, but the email had said, like, with the assignment had said, like, if you don't turn it in by noon Monday the 11th, you won't be graded on it for like. Basically, supposedly I wouldn't have been able to pass the course. Oh. So it's like, but I'm okay now.
This has been a bit of a stressful time.
Yeah.
I asked him how he felt about going live today, and he's like, "Yeah, I can do it. I just have no ideas." Oh wow! Look it, Sarah's here. Andreas, Jay, whatever. Hello. I don't recognize your name. If you've been here before, let me know. And if this is your first time, woohoo!
Yes.
Nice. Yes, and Gaia, when she says epics, she's talking to everyone. Sarah's epic.
Andreas is epic.
Andreas is epic.
Ian is epic.
Jay is what is epic.
Is presumably epic.
Oh, he's here.
Yes.
I mean, being here is all the requirement that is needed.
Yes. It's Jalen! Oh, she is. Yeah. Cool. Yes. Well,
nice.
Yes. Jay's definitely epic.
We know Jalen's epic.
Yes.
I've known since she was 6 years old. So we realized that I'm older than her mom was when I met her for the first time. She was like 33, 34.
Wow.
Penny, and Jalen was 6.
Wow.
You know it, girlfriend. Anyway, I don't know what that was. I promise never to do it again. Who's ready to learn Swedish? Oh yes, but first, Sarah is going to tell us something cool. Yes, Sarah, tell us.
I'm ready to learn you some Swedish.
That's bad grammar. That's bad grandma.
Bad grandma. Bad. Down.
Down, grandma. Grandma, spit that out.
Oh, what is wrong with us?
I don't know.
Oh, oh.
Oh, that's so cool. Happy anniversary.
Yes.
1 year.
Also, apparently they have Scottish dancing on Thursday.
Nice.
Wow, Scottish dancing and your first year anniversary in the same week?
Lucky. I wonder if anyone else found that whole bad grammar thing as funny as we did.
Who knows? Who knows? Probably not.
Probably not. It's just one of those things. It's like watching a really stupid movie late at night. Or for us, like, we wouldn't start a movie late at night, but whatever. I can imagine if we did, we would laugh extra hard.
Yeah. Or like watching a comedy on a airplane, you know, like intercontinental flight.
Jalen said, "You guys are perfect for each other," laughing at that horrible joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is so neat. 1 year. Can you even remember just being married 1 year?
That's
Not to like minimize a year or anything. That is a big deal.
Yeah,
It's just hard to remember.
Yeah,
for us.
That was 10 years ago.
So much has changed in that time.
Yeah. It's like, there was life before the children?
No. Amelia and Eleanor have always existed.
We were still in... I mean, we were in the States vacationing when we had our first anniversary.
Yes.
But then we went back to Germany. Oh, wow. And
A whole year and a half.
Right. Oh, this like they're starting up again after the pandemic.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I'm saying after the pandemic. I know the pandemic is still ongoing, but Sweden is opening up, and it seems like, from what I've heard, there hasn't been any major spikes yet.
Phew.
But we'll see. I mean, because it's the whole thing is in like a 2-week delay in, you know, in cost, between cause and effect. So it will be another day or two
since they took out all the restrictions.
Yeah, still it's 2 weeks, so we'll see. We'll see a week from now what people are saying then.
Yeah. Okay, let's write happy anniversary in Swedish. Wait, don't tell me. Grattis på äktenskap. I know that's not it. That's congratulations on your marriage.
Yeah. You know, actually, wait. I'm trying to think. I think you just say bröllopsdagen.
Oh.
Like, so it's like, it is wedding day, but it's, you know, but it's
you don't have a word for anniversary.
No, it's
I mean, the simplest thing that people just say for special days is gratis,
not to be confused with gratis,
which means free.
In the monetary sense, not freedom.
How do you spell? Oh yeah, it's just one T, right?
Yes.
Gratis? Gratis.
Yes.
So, congratulations, free.
Yes.
I was trying to be clever in my head and try to think of some other word that had about the same amount of syllables that started with a G, but I couldn't come up with anything.
Yeah.
Oh man, Andreas had a bit of a cold last week.
Yeah, that's true. It's like, it's not just the virus, it's all the viruses.
Yeah, it's like when I was super duper sick and I thought that I had COVID, but no, there are still other sicknesses that exist.
Yep.
That was weird.
And no one's, like, all of our immune systems have sort of, you know, been slowed down a bit from not being challenged so much in the last 18 months.
Yeah. And maybe, we don't remember life before kids, but all moms, I think, really want to be every now and then sick enough that they can just stay in bed and watch Netflix, guilt-free.
Yes.
Like,
The problem is that most of the time when you're that sick, so are your kids, and that sucks.
but I could just lay in bed when I was miserable.
Yeah.
That was lovely. Not the sick part, but the binging Netflix part.
Yeah, that's what I need. A real proper coldness.
We should say a sentence about dancing too.
Yeah, or we're not gonna do anything
Oh,
with
right, the book.
the
Here we
BERKS.
go.
We're gonna learn about emotions.
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 Mer minne med Alfons.
So we
Well,
did.
this book is in bad shape.
Oh yes. Oh goodness, it's just straight up falling apart. Okay.
It's got rips in it too that we did not do.
Yeah, it's
These are
already
not
been fixed.
our rips.
And such.
We only thing we did last time was parts of the body.
Yeah, it's like it was him looking at his face.
Här går han släppigt.
Släpigt. That's a long.
Okay. Andreas wrote, bröllopsdag är ordet.
Okay, good. I was right.
He was right. Morton sometimes in order to learn a language, sometimes you kind of just have to forget your own a little bit. It's a weird thing. Släpigt.
Släpigt.
Oh, dang it. This is a hard one. Släpigt. Han ser ledsen ut. Kanske har pappa skrikit åt honom. He probably deserved it though. För en struntsak. Kanske har någon retats med honom. Ledsen är han. Det märks.
So.
Is släpigt? Did I say it right that time?
Yes.
Does that mean just slowly?
Well, okay, so släpa is like to drag. So it's like draggingly? I don't know. Wait, that doesn't sound right.
Grudgingly?
Yeah, it's like it's basically like he's like dragging his feet on the ground because he doesn't want to move pretty much because he's so sad.
Oh.
You should translate the whole page.
I will. I'm just gonna send this link to my friend really quick. Hey, it's my friend Jenny. I'm doing a live stream. Oh, come on. Right now. Here's the link. That's not it. Dang it, I accidentally sent her a screenshot for a thumbnail. I clicked share for the love of monkey sauce.
Yeah, but then you didn't
Share.
actually
Oh, I didn't actually copy the link. Wait, Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. All three of you. My friends. Okay, so släpigt. Can you use släpigt in like a few other sentences?
No, like that's the only way you. That's the only
Can I
use
say
for the word.
varför går du så släpigt?
Yes.
Can you say it like that?
Yeah. But so släpa is like might also be more useful because that is to drag something like on the ground. But then you also have like släpvagn.
What about släpten? Is that the same word?
No, that's with double P. That's the short A, and that is to release or to let go of something.
Are they related?
I do not know.
Something.
Don't think so, but
something I just said or you said made Yash been here laugh.
It might have been your whole thing about like interrupting the stream to unsuccessfully give the link to your friend.
That could have been it. Hope she comes. That would be so cool. Slip.
No, it's slap.
Slip.
If it's two P's, then it's a short vowel. Yes, släpvagn. It's not U-Haul, but it's what do you actually call? What do you actually call
moving van?
No, it's not the van. It's the
Trailer?
Trailer. That's the word. Yes. So it's släpvagn. It's a trailer. You put on a car.
Yes.
I don't know why I suddenly said car.
Car. Park the car. We're in Boston
Yes.
now.
And lesson is sad. Yeah, right. Translate the whole page.
Yes. Maybe his papa yelled at him for something, some struntsack. Wait, it's like nonsense?
Yes, a silly thing.
For some silly thing. But I know this Alphonse kid. He's a little jerk sometimes.
Yeah, but not always.
Not always, but his papa shouted at him. He probably was really super annoying. Maybe someone was not nice to him. Kanske han någon retats med honom?
Yeah, maybe someone was teasing him.
Retats. Do you want to write retats?
I'll write retas, which is the infinitive. Retas. To tease.
Two T's. But he is sad. It shows. Det märks. It shows is the closest to that, right?
It is noticeable.
Det märks.
Ska bara. Yes, and that's one of the most famous Alphonse books. Is I just gotta
do this thing, and the papa's like, no, it's time to go to bed.
And it's this, that, and the other, and then finally, Alphonse is really not normative. Yeah, he's a bit.
Is he on the spectrum?
I don't know. I mean, I know that the author, like, I want to get a hold of it because I read about, like, the author wrote another series of books where I know that there is a child that's on the spectrum, or that is like, or at least has some sort of neurodivergence, because she had a neurodivergent. Like, I can't remember if she herself had a neurodivergent kid, or if there was at least a neurodivergent child in her vicinity, if it was her own child or something else. I don't remember, but that was something that was really important to her to have the representation.
But it's
the thing about Alphonse is just that, like, this series was started in like the 80s. Alfie Atkins in English, and just the fact that it was, he has a single dad.
Oh yeah,
like that
groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But like when I see a kid's annoying, it's like the same as like ice cream tastes good. I'm annoying. Like, it's how people are allowed to be.
Yes.
And sometimes we lose our cool about this because we all are humans dealing with our emotions. Men Alphonse kan också vara nöjd och belåten.
Nöjd.
Oh, that's a hard word. So André said the books are non-normative as his dad is a single dad.
Yes.
Yeah. Breaking those stereotypes of what a family has to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom.
The author recently passed away.
Oh. I think we talked about it a little last time.
Yeah.
Can you say that word again?
Nöjd.
Nöjd. Nöjd. Did I do it?
Yeah.
Nöjd. Så, men Alphonse kan också vara nöjd och belåten. Här har han fått något gott. Är det en frukt?
Okay. Yes, there Andreas mentioned the other series. Yes, Bill och Bolla. Yes,
About
that's
having
about
disabled sibling.
about having a. Yes, that was the one.
That's cool. I love hearing about how meaningful that is for people to see, like, there's a character in a book or a show or whatever that looks like them.
Or acts like
thinks
them,
like
yeah.
them. It's so neat.
Yes. But Alphonse can
also be satisfied and... What is belåten?
I would actually say that belåten is satisfied and nöjd is content.
Content.
Is what is...
Okay.
But they're sort of like... There's, overlap between them, so it's sort of hard to say. Like there's some overlap between content and satisfied too.
Yeah.
So it's,
It'd be interesting to like journal about that. What the difference between those things. Like I'm gonna get to be involved in a collaboration with a really great channel, Ryan Lawless, and it's about what does success mean to you. It's like these are concepts that are so broad.
yes.
It's so much to say about it.
May you always
Be satisfied. So how would they translate that into Swedish?
Oh,
Får du alltid vara belåten.
yeah. It's hard. I can't imagine trying to translate.
What about those raps?
Yeah.
Så what is Andres Korin there? Nöjd, nöjd, nöjd. Månen har vi väldigt nöjd.
Ja, jag är nöjd. Mannen här är väldigt nöjd. Jag är nöjd. Han är glad för han är nöjd.
What's it from?
It's känsliga bitar. It was this comedy duo who did this. Like they did on TV. TV they did all these different things where they would or these comedy songs that were based just around like emotions. There were songs about emotions. They would like run in like as little segments on kids TV and stuff like that.
It's okay. I'm not gonna take your babies. Ja, ich bin hier like the song. En gång till!
Well, I wonder if it was that song or Satisfied he was excited about.
I don't know. I'm guessing it was yours. But let's translate more of till brud.
No, I don't think. No.
No brains for that.
No.
Okay, let's do it in English.
I know
then.
that like the Arthur. So when Carl met George is a good representation of autism. Oh,
Ooh,
good to know.
I'm gonna
Good
check
to
that
know.
out. Should make a note of that. And I know she'll be happy as his bride. And I know you will never be satisfied.
I will never be satisfied.
Once the song goes into our head, we just kind of have to let it out. I'm gonna put it here.
To the groom.
To the groom. We end up having some kind of earworm like all the time. It's like every 3 months or 4 or 5 months or so I get the King George song in my head.
You say
Why would you do that?
you did this.
You!
The price of my love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea, which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember despite our estrangement, I'm your man.
So, books. Or, sorry. BERKS.
BERKS! ERMAGERSH! BERKS!
BERKS!
Who remembers that meme?
Does anybody remember that meme? I feel like ich bin here must remember that meme.
Who knows? Who knows? Anders and Putte, that's who they were.
I'm gonna
They
write
were the ones who were doing those songs.
I'm gonna write that down too.
Like that, I know that there were several. Like they were good songs. It's the Nade song is the one that sticks in your head because it's so stupid catchy.
You sound so bitter saying that.
It's just like it is just like it that little hook. Nade, mannen här är väldigt nöjd. It just gets really like it just gets stuck in your head.
I keep getting distracted by adorable kittens, but they're nursing, so I shouldn't pick them up. Well, they're not. One is kind of climbing over the mom. But maybe he's just looking for an opening. We had to separate the two smaller ones from the 4 bigger ones so that they can actually get the milk to themselves.
Yes.
Oh man, I am so glad I am not her right now. They look so intense while they're drinking sometimes. So, BERKS. So, I read a lot as a kid. I, like 6th grade, I basically read a book a day. I'm not even exaggerating about that. I basically read a Babysitter's Club book a day. I would go to the library and get like so many and just go through them. Morton's trying to find the meme. It's an oldie. I loved finding out the story about it, that she was trying to take the silliest picture she could take. I think there was a video of it a while back of I became a meme.
Yeah, let's see now if I can get this on here.
Morton is the technical one.
Oh yes, it is there.
It is there. BERKS!
I'm doing it badly, but there it is. ERMAGERSH. I don't know if I can, it might have been possible to get it bigger or something. Right. Well, there it is. Now you've seen it.
Let's go back to where we can see Carmen's.
Yes. Here we go.
Berkshire as in Berkshire, is there like a kind of shoe or something, or a place in the world?
What?
Oh, ja, ich bin hier, missed the meme. But when you said King George song, I thought of the VeggieTales King George and the Ducky. But it weren't. You wanted to be happy, thought it was the way, but it weren't.
But yeah, it was not familiar with me. I mean, that's old school meme culture.
That's true. You're too young for it. I am a few years older than you.
Right, okay, let's just. I'm clicking over to know your meme just to see how old is this thing. 2012.
Oh, I would have thought it was like 1999.
No, but 2012 is early meme culture.
Mhm. Nobody tell my parents. I'm sure none of them are gonna watch this. But I used to try to figure out how I could sneak to read Goosebumps books because I wasn't allowed.
Goosebumps.
I would sneak watching Are You Afraid of the Dark when my mom was taking naps, and I would get scared and hurry and change the channel back to Arthur or something, and then go back to it.
I'm pretty sure it was Are You Afraid of the Dark that it totally traumatized me a couple times.
Yeah. Good times.
What? No, I have seen that before.
Cheese.
I misread Joyce Pinhere's comment. It actually said, I have seen that before.
Oh. Okay.
Good.
He said to her, I'd like a cheeseburger. Wait, who brought up cheeseburgers?
Well, because Joyce Pinhere brought up King George.
Oh, okay.
Or in VeggieTales.
I mean, Andreas, you may have just forced me to sing the whole song, but I will restrain myself.
Okay, I will return.
No, I did. I wouldn't. Okay.
No, I was actually going to go just look at what we have in our bookshelf.
Oh, yes. So in the thumbnail, I picked... Oh, will you bring the Hyperbole and a Half book?
Yes.
Morton got me this for Christmas or birthday or something. It was a sequel to the first Hyperbole, the Hyperbole and a Half book by Ali Brosh. It was so good.
Yes.
It's like it's this really fun cartoony style, but it's heart-wrenching realness and in processing really deep and hard things, but with humor and authenticity as she goes. It's just so good.
Yes.
Tricks? Fancy business? Well, well. Too far this time. I gotta reread these now that I actually have experience with taking care of a kitty.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like it's so much stuff. But yeah, and it's like this started out as a blog, but then she sort of stopped. I mean, blogging sort of fell out of popularity in general. But then I also I seem to recall I looked her up, and it's like there was some issue. Like she got locked out of a bunch of her social medias and stuff. Like she got hacked and lost access to a bunch of her stuff. But at least she was. So I think it might even be that she can't even update her blog anymore because of that, which is really frustrating.
So with Andrea said that the librarian was like, no, you have to borrow age-appropriate stuff. I was the right age. Everyone else was allowed to read these, but I wasn't. Yeah. So, I don't understand the thing with Andreas. You finished a retired colleague's debut. Like, you finished producing? No, it was released in 79. Just finished listening to it?
I think he means it's a book that he read.
Oh.
Andreas said, not to mention Rädda Joppe död eller levande. I wonder, do you mean was it something that traumatized you during your childhood? Is that what we're talking about, Andreas? Okay. I seem to recall what was that? Oh. It was... I know that, I remember that title, but it's a book. I guess that's what the Alfred's quote, the thing that he just finished. But the other thing. But... yeah, I recall that title, Rädda Joppe död eller levande, and it was... I feel like it was intense. I feel like it was like this toy that got lost and kid was freaking out about it stuff. And yes.
Was it super scary?
Not like it wasn't scary but it was it was that scream. Oh, there was a scream. Yeah, I mean I vaguely remember it. But it was like. But yeah, it was just sort of intense. It was just the kids' feelings about about it were so intense that it was hard to not be affected by it.
Okay, I said I'm not sure whether he would have enjoyed the term "cool" referring to him.
Yes,
about the librarian who's willing to say no to kids.
Yeah, right. Yes, I did remember correctly. Yes, Joppe was a toy that got lost, the teddy bear, and the kid's just freaking out because he can't just imagine life without his favorite toy, and it's just really rough.
Ray Bradbury was a huge part of my childhood. His books, I were just old friends that I would just go back to again and again. The Illustrated Man, Fahrenheit 451.
I need to read more
Martian
Ray Bradbury.
Chronicles.
Because I read some of his stuff and it was good stuff.
So good. And I was first introduced to him in grade 3 because he came to our school. So I got to listen to him speak.
That is amazing.
I was in the same room as Ray freaking Bradbury. Man. Yeah. trying to think of other books. I would. You brought up Terry Pratchett,
Yes,
man.
Terry Pratchett.
If I knew Terry Pratchett had existed, I would have read all those dang books.
I discovered Terry Pratchett in like junior high, so like I was about like 13 or 14. Like I had gotten into like fantasy generally a little bit before then, and then so I was specifically looking for fantasy books in the school library, and I found Terry Pratchett, and I never looked back.
Oh man.
There was just so much good stuff.
Which ones of his? I've read one about the little witch, the Hatful of Sky.
Yeah, that's in this series. The Wee Free Men, the Nakmak Fiegel, which is technically like the for younger readers, one of his for younger readers series, but it's good for everyone.
It's still fun.
It's just that it doesn't have quite as many dirty jokes as the other ones, as the other books do.
Yeah, like the book I'm currently reading is by Neil Gaiman. We finished watching Good Omens, the show, which was amazing, and so I need to wait until I've forgotten it properly before I read the books. But this is definitely full of dirty jokes and things, man.
Yes. Yeah, and so they were close friends. Like the two of them wrote Good Omens together. That is quite a book and quite a show. Good Omens.
Yeah, so amazing. But it says right here in the quote they chose: "Funny, scary, and perverse by turns. A class act and a rich and exciting read."
Yep. Short story collections are great. Like you mentioned, like, both sci-fi and fantasy short stories is like, wow. That it's, so that thing on the front was from a review in Time Out. Then they have, quotations on the back from other authors, and that's Stephen King. William Gibson. Is William Gibson, am I thinking of the correct person? Because I think I've read some of his books. And if I'm thinking correctly, he's also like quite an author. William Gibson. Yes, William Gibson is the guy who wrote Neuromancer. He is like one of the big pioneers in cyberpunk fiction.
Interesting.
He wrote some. Yeah, I've read a couple of his books, and they're really good too. So yeah, him so getting praise from both him and Stephen King on your short story collection is like. I mean, not that Neil Gaiman really needs it. He's got enough clout on his own.
Yeah.
But still, it's like that's pretty significant.
I remember when I started to kind of move past wait, that's not the right window. So when I was in high school, the English teacher would be like, "Hey, do you want to check out these books and tell me if you think other people would like them?" And give me books that she just knew that I would enjoy anyways. So that was kind of cool. And I remember kind of getting interested in like psychological thriller, what's going on inside the mind. And my Uncle Steve lent me Dean Koontz novels. And I devoured them until I started just noticing that there was a pattern, that they all kind of felt the same.
Yeah.
The end of the world will happen, and it's only the imagination and love of a small child that might save everyone.
Yep. It's because I've had a tendency to like just read a lot of books by the same author in a row, and it's really cool when someone can stay an author can stay fresh, but still like they still feel like the same author, but without the whole. It's just the same tropes repeated over and over. And Terry Pratchett was very good at that. None of his books are predictable in any way. Another author. Wait, what was his name? I lost his name now, but there's this author that I read several books by, a Finnish author. But what was his name? What was his name?
What did he write?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
Can you think of any titles? Any storylines? Any main character's name?
Oh wait, shoot! I need to.
Well, when I was in Covenant Players, and I would just kind of randomly come across people's bookshelves back when I was in English.
Arto Pasilina. That was his name.
Bless you. Oh, you talked about this book so many times.
A Charming Mass Suicide. That is like, talk about an absolutely absurd, absurd concept for a book. Like, the book starts with two different men who each, for their own reasons, have decided to end their own lives. And just by happenstance, pick the same time and place to do it. Oh, Andreas was right. Yes, Arto Pasilina. And then they start talking to each other, and they realize that, oh yeah, there's probably a lot of people who are thinking about ending things. We should do something to draw attention to this. And so they basically decide to find a group of people who all want to end their lives, and then rent a bus together, and then drive it to some nice to a nice location with a good view, and then just drive off together. It's just like, and then it's about them, getting to know each other on the trip, and eventually, for some of them, through that, finding a reason to want to live again. And it's just amazing. And he wrote several other books. Like he has another book that is about a priest who is sort of as a joke is given a bear cub as a present, just because it was a mother and cub bear that wandered into the village, and then I can't remember if they shot the mother or if she accidentally died. But anyway, they have this bear cub, and they're all like, "What should we do with it? Give it to the priest and see what happens." And then he really races and cares for that bear, and becomes really close with it, and all of the weird adventures they have because of it. Oh, his book about inventing an electric car. Yes. Oh, I can't remember what that one was called, but that one was really interesting because it's basically it's a man who invents a hyper efficient battery, which suddenly makes electric cars and a lot of other things a lot more viable. And so, of course, the entire fossil fuel industry wants him dead, and it's just all of this, all the misadventures because of that. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff in his books. So yeah, I read a lot of his stuff for a while. I saw Andreas mentioned Jules Verne. I did read a bunch of his books too as a kid, and of course a lot of Agatha Christie. So much Agatha Christie.
I read Tom Sawyer so many times.
I've never actually read Tom Sawyer.
Oh my goodness, that was another one that I would just read a lot. There was a few books that were like my parents, and probably mostly my dad's books. I read my mom's Nancy Drew's. She had a bunch of those. And then there's this really special book called Where the Red Fern Grows, about this kid who saves up his money to get his little dogs, Little Ann and Old Dan. It's a beautiful book.
And then there are some books that I know we both read as kids.
Yeah?
The Narnia books.
The Narnia books.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta have those.
I didn't read Lord of the Rings until high school.
Same here. And I tried to read the Silmarillion, but didn't get through it.
Oi, oi, oi. So Andreas read a popularized version of Tom Sawyer. I wonder what does that mean by popularized? Does it mean like they took out the N-word and stuff?
Maybe an abridged version.
Because the times that it was written in were very different.
Yep.
Oh, Yankman here remembers where the red fern grows. Oh, man. Oh, Charlotte's Web. I bet you read that one. That's an American kid's rite of passage. Some books in school I absolutely loved with all my heart, and some books I was just like, why do you punish me making me read this garbage? The book where the guy has to survive in the wilderness, The Hatchet. Ugh,
Oh yeah, we read that.
So boring.
We read that one too, or I think that one was like a book that our teacher like read to us. I mean, and I found that book quite exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, saw a play based on Tom Sawyer.
Ooh.
It was the first play she ever saw.
That's cool.
You know what else is cool? Kittens.
Yeah. Oh man, The Diary of Anne Frank was a big deal in my childhood. And I have this memory, and I feel like it was like 8th grade that we read 1984, and I cried at school. There were a few times I cried in class because I was reading a book that got to me. One, I didn't... Robert Cormier, or Cormier, I don't know how it's pronounced. I read all of his books that I could get my hands on. The Chocolate War. That was a really good... I found...
Charlie and the Chocolate War.
No. Very different books. But I remember finding out that the book was on a banned book list, so I was like, why do people ban it? I'm going to read it.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
And I was like, this is amazing. I need to read all of his stuff now.
And I said I read Lord of the Rings when the movies came. Yeah, that's what I did too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so cute, baby.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can hear also had the Hatchet as a teacher loud read.
Yeah.
But
My teacher, Mrs. Douglas, in 3rd grade, when she introduced us to Ray Bradbury, since he was coming, she read the short story where these kids there's this house that does everything for everyone, and the kids, there's this room that's a nursery that you can imagine the walls, and it can turn into whatever you want, and the kids would imagine an African veld. Is that the word? I don't know.
Mm.
So you going in there, you really felt like you were in a harsh African sky.
It was a holodeck.
Sky. Yeah, it was a holodeck. Oh, I'm in love. These kittens are so cute. And you're okay. Oh yeah, I read a lot of Roald Dahl too.
I actually did. I didn't read a lot of Roald Dahl as a kid. I've read more of it recently, actually. It's like, you know, when I had to read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory for my university course in children's literature.
Wow, Geer read the Diary of Anne Frank in Dutch.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okej, vill du tillbaka till din låda nu?
That's impressive.
Okay. This kitten does not want to stay with me anymore. And that's okay. I respect you. I do not respect your decision to put your claws into my sweater, though. Du var här. Oh, but now you're all alone, though.
It was just looking at me. It was the cutest little moment. moment in my life. It was pretty cool holding my kids for the first time, but this is really special. Oh, right. That's true. It would be more impressive for me to read something in Dutch than for you.
Yes.
But still, it's very easy to impress an American when it comes to language skills.
I think I'm about done for the night.
Okay.
But if you want to keep hanging out with kittens and stream viewers,
yes.
I will not be in your way.
Andrea said, I read a lot of Jane Austen a few years back. So, we watched a web series on Pride and Prejudice.
And Emma.
And after reading this web series, what's the main character in Pride and Prejudice called?
Oh. I can't remember now. What is Lizzie Bennet. The Lizzie Bennet Diaries.
The Lizzie Bennet Diaries was this, had like 100 episodes that were between like 8 to I don't know how many minutes.
It was not long. It's still on YouTube.
It's still up. It was really well done, really well acted. They modernized the story, and it was just it was like Elizabeth Bennet was Lizzie Bennet vlogging about her life, and so after watching this and enjoying it, I was like, I need to read this book, but I had always put it off because I thought that it's going to be written in such old-fashioned, weird English that it wasn't going to make any sense. But then I read it and I loved it.
That was 9 years ago.
Whoa.
Lizzie Bennet Diaries came out. No, started.
Dang.
Anyway.
Love you. Good night. I want to read more Jane Austen. So right now, I'm currently reading the Neil Gaiman short stories book, but also a very, very hard book. It's very academic. Okay, do you want to go back? Here you go. Okay. I was reading some today, so it can't have gone that far. I'm doing my own elevator music while I look. Oh, that's cool. Andrea said the actors of the Lizzie Bennet Diaries are today seen in prime positions. Yeah, I really especially thought that redheaded, the little sister, Lydia? I feel like Lydia was the little sister, the littlest sister. Her acting was just, oh, whoa. And the older sister, oh man, that was a really well done web series. Gaia said that the first book she read in English was Pride and Prejudice? Wow. Well-spoken, articulate is a good word for well-spoken. But well-spoken communicates is just as well as the word articulate does, because they mean the same. So this is the book. Bye, Andreas. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have good rest. You got the pronunciation of Pride and Prejudice wrong for years. I mean, if you don't hear it, and you only hearing it how it sounds right in your head, of course. So I'm reading this book, Unsettling Truths, the ongoing dehumanizing legacy of the doctrine of discovery. Oof. It's a pun here too, because it's about settling truths, unsettling truths. You cannot discover lands already inhabited. Learning about what really happened to the Native Americans and other ongoing injustices, it's just like, whew. Oh, I'm going to read the back of this. In this prophetic blend of history, theology, and cultural commentary, Mark Charles and Seung Chan Ra reveal the far-reaching, damaging effects of the doctrine of discovery. In the 15th century, official church edicts gave Christian explorers the right to claim territories they discovered. This was institutionalized as an implicit national framework that justifies American triumphalism, white supremacy, and ongoing injustices. The result is that the dominant culture idealizes a history of discovery, opportunity, expansion, and equality, while minority communities have been traumatized by colonization, slavery, segregation, and dehumanization. Healing begins when deeply entrenched beliefs are unsettled. As other nations have instituted truth and reconciliation commissions, so do the authors call our nation and churches to a truth-telling that will expose past injustices and open the door to conciliation and true community. I've been reading this for a while and I still have this much to go. Because I can only handle a little bit. It's a lot of big words, and what it's talking about is just makes me so angry that I just have to put it down. Gaia was disappointed about the real pronunciation. I liked mine better. Prejudice. Well, is everybody tired? Needs to get going and rest and all that jazz? Or does anybody want to hang out? Let me know. I uploaded a new video today. I was pretty happy with how it turned out. I tried something a little different, like doing it kind of half and half between having a sit down talking head video and just kind of when I was moving from one point to the other, and it seemed like it would be a place for a natural break kind of between thoughts, I put like vloggy footage in between, and I liked it. I realized that the video was kind of long, but I felt like it all kind of had a point. Like I feel like even though it was a little bit longer than I would like, that's how long I wanted this to be. Gia says, both is fine with me. I'm mildly tired. But I did mention these live streams in the video that I uploaded today, saying that it really means a lot to me to have this time to feel like actually have this feeling of hanging out with friends and connecting. So yeah, I'm really glad for that. I'm really glad for this opportunity that Morton and I have to hang out like this, because very often we're watching shows in the evening and then going to bed. So it's fun to talk to him, to have a reason to talk to him too. When you're an old married, I know not marriage isn't for everyone, but for everybody who hopes to get married, at some point you eventually become an old married couple that barely talks to each other. No, wait. I didn't mean it. I'm rambling. Ooh, ja, ik ben here said that video format sounds good. Cool. Happy anniversary to your parents. Ja, ich bin hier. How many years have they been married? Yeah. I think I made Yakin here's eyes widen in shock about the fact that old married couples don't talk to each other. Yes. Congratulations. Well, I guess I will probably just go. Wow, 30 years. That's cool. It's funny to my brain that when I think, oh, 30 years ago, the 70s. Like, why do I still think that the 70s was 30 years ago when I'm 35? And I was born in the 80s. So, I was born in 86. Yes. Yes, I knew you were younger than that. I know things about who you really are that many people don't. I feel so excited to have this secret knowledge. Ooh. What I'm gonna do now, Clara left the bigger kitty, so I'm gonna grab one of them. Mohaha. It's okay. Here's one of the big ones. Look at this precious little kitty. They make me so happy. Did you? Oh. He seemed to be walking with purpose. I thought he was walking towards me, but he wasn't. It's okay. Ow! So, while I enjoy some kittens, I discovered a new YouTuber today because Nanny, my friend Nanny from this channel Seamstressed, asked me to check her out to kind of take some notes about like what's special about her and why what she's doing works so well. I'm thinking of actually making a video about her in my YouTubing with Katie channel about how this YouTuber does such a good job showing her personality and creating the aura and fun atmosphere that she does. Rachel Marksy. Oh, that's a cool question. So Gaia was 8 years old when the wall came down. So I don't remember a whole lot from when I was 8, but I know that I've known other people who were born shortly after the wall came down and know that it was a huge part of their childhood was hearing so many thoughts and opinions about it from their family members. Hey, baby. You're so soft and precious. You're a soft and precious little kitty. Oh, that is the kind of genuine memory that a kid would have. It was very frustrating. I wanted to watch TV, which I rarely did, but all the programs were showing boring political stuff. Ugh. So boring. For a kid. For a lot of adults too, but when it actually genuinely affects your life and your choices and everything, there's not such a feeling of disconnect from it. Wow. I've been here was only 8 when 9/11 happened. That's so interesting that you guys both had such big things happen in your life at that age. These moments of history. You were 8, I was 14, 15. I was 15. Yeah. So crazy, that was 20 years ago. So, who's happy to see the kitties? Oh, you're so precious. You want to go back with your brothers and sisters? Okay. There you go. There you go. Ow. Alrighty then. Now I shall go. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and Morton. Hugs. And nostrils of death. Yes. Now it's time for bed, as we know how old we are.